We're in there. My bells are going off. The alarms are going off. It's telling me it's time. You know what time it is. It's time to reach that next level of career success. Let's get it. So thank you. Welcome again today. I mean, this week is a 2-for-1. Like I hit you on Monday. I gave you something that we missed out last Wednesday. Then today's Wednesday. I got a fresh new lineup for you. It's all for you. Help you get to that next level of your career success. Listen, it's only going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be action packed. So bring your pen and paper. Be prepared with your questions. Let's get into the game of this hustle game. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 career blockers that keep even the most qualified professionals stuck. And what are we trying to do? We're trying to get unstuck. We're not trying to stay stuck forever. We're trying to reach something we've never obtained, something we've never obtained before, reach a level we've never reached before, earn something we've never earned before, change our lives in a way that we've never changed our lives before. So thank you for joining. Thank you for always tapping in. Thank you for following my journey as well as I inspire and help other people who look like you get to that next level of your career. I'm going to be your host. I'm Patrick Hart, owner and founder of PDP Media. PDP Media is a media company that's helped telling the story of individuals and brands within healthcare. The whole sole purpose behind PDP Media is make healthcare sexy again, bring people back into the space. And I do this through my personal brand. So I'm the brightest brand within the room, helping other brands create opportunities, help tell their story. I look at individuals as brands as well. So you're a brand, and I'm going to teach you how to, level up your brand as well. Also, a little bit about me, former healthcare executive, spent 16 years in the healthcare world, rising through the ranks of healthcare executive, partnered with the technology company, sold that in of 2018. And now I'm doing my own thing as a full-time entrepreneur, helping people elevate, reach a level of success that they've only envisioned or dreamed about before. So welcome and thank you. Hey, today we're going to be today we're going to be talking about the 3 career blockers that keep even the most qualified professionals stuck. I'm going to make sure the chat box is open. Make sure it's open today. We're going to be streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as YouTube. So just drop your first name where you're tapping in from. That'd be great. I'll make sure to connect with you afterwards. And let's get into it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the box right now, and then we'll work our way through them as this session begins to unfold as well. So here's the hook. What if it's not your skills? Like what if it's not really your skills that are holding you back? What if it's those silent habits that are self-sabotaging your success from the inside? We'll talk about that. Listen, if you're joining me, and if you joined me in the past, I want to point out, generally speaking, the people who join these lives, they're high achievers. Like whether they're personally, they've shown it on paper, or mentally, they're high achievers. They're generally those go-to members of the team. Those are the ones who check every single box, right? But they're still getting overlooked for these opportunities. So today we're going to help you get unstuck, help you get to that promised land. Speaking of promised land, here's a promise for you. Listen, I'm going to pull back the curtain on what's really keeping you stuck. And I'm going to keep it real, and I'm going to keep it live, and I'm going to keep it energetic, and I'm going to keep it at 100. So as you know me, I'm fully authentic. I don't hold back. I'm going to tell you what's real. I've done this before. I've been in the trenches. I've taught leaders. I mean, I have a successful sales girl right now. She's made over $1 million just in the last 5 years doing what she do, just because, basic insight and coaching that I share with her as well. So I hope to help you get there as well. If you're looking at your bank account, you're like, man, my check-ins and save, but it don't check and save the way it's supposed to. Let's see if we can change that for you today. All right, so jump into it. There's going to be 3 major blockers that I'm going to give you some insight into, and we're going to tap into those blockers. Again, the chat box is going to be open. I will try to navigate and work these comments as they're coming in. Number 1 is dive into it, okay? Hopefully you're ready to go. Pen and paper, let's go. What's quietly killing your upward momentum? The blocker number 1 is going to be the invisible mindset trap. Ooh, this is juicy. We're talking about what mindset? I'm tapped in. I don't have a mindset issue. Listen, there's that self-silencing that we're doing. This is meaning we're not speaking up, we're not negotiating, and we're not self-promoting. We're just hanging back. We're trying to be humble. And I get it. You haven't found your voice yet, but we're going to help you get there. We've been shrinking in rooms where you should be shining, right? You may find yourself there. You're waiting for permission instead of claiming your space. Too many times I see too many healthcare professionals, especially people that look like me. We're navigating this space and we're getting stuck because we're not claiming our space. You're in that space for a reason. You've earned that space. You work for that organization because they hired you. Now is your time to position yourself to get or obtain higher levels of opportunity within the space that you're already in, or we need to pivot and find other spaces where we can do that claiming of our space. Here's the other two. Here's the other thing. We're carrying that mindset that they see that I'm working hard, right? And they feel like just because you think because they see that you're working hard, that they know that you're ready to lead or you're ready for success. Raise your hand if you've been there before. We had that mindset that, you know what, I'm going to go to work. And a lot of this is culturally. We learn from our families that, hey, son, hey, Patrick, you need to earn your degree. You need to go to work. You need to bust your tail. You need to work hard. And then after you work hard, somebody's going to notice all this potential that you have. Somebody's going to know this hard work ethic that you have. And guess what they're going to do for you, Patrick? They're going to promote you. Listen, if you're here today and you got promoted just because of hard work, kudos to you. But if you're here today and you got promoted, but you're still not at that level you're trying to get to, then, hey, that's a different story. Anybody can get promoted once, and you can probably get promoted twice, but are you at the level that you should be operating at, right? That's because we got to get over that, now that I'm working hard, and that's going to equal that they're going to promote me or they're going to give me a new opportunity. No, let's get out of that mindset. So we got to fix all that. So here's a couple of things we need to fix. Start showing up like the role that you want, like not like the one that you have. So I want you to show up like the role that you want and not like the one that you have. If you aspire to be a director, show up like what in your mind, what do you envision a director look like? Look at your company culture. What does a director show up looking like? If you aspire to be a VP of your organization, what do VPs show up like? How do they communicate? How do they make themselves visible? If you aspire to be in the chief suite, right? Whether that's COO, CEO, CIO, whatever those O's are, how do they show up within your organization? How do they show up within your industry, right? So we're trying to show up like that. And you see your boy? Listen, I'm always clean. When I went to work, this is how I'm showing up because I'm showing up for the opportunity. I'm letting you know, not only do I have the skill sets, but listen, I'm looking the part. I'm ready to be the face or the mouthpiece of your organization. I'm ready to communicate with our customers. I'm ready to help deliver solutions in your organization. And sometimes our brand, the way we present ourselves, that could be the battle. So I want you to think about this. So we're going to fix all that. So as blocker number one is the invisible mindset trap. Let's move on. Remember, the chat box is open. It's for you. You have any questions? Even if you just want to show your boy some love, you can drop that fire emoji. Hey, I'll respond back to you as well. So let's move on to blocker number two. This is why talent is never enough in today's healthcare landscape. Ooh, you about to get into it, Pat. Don't tell me like this. Why talent is never enough in today's healthcare landscape. So blocker number two is over resilience on talent alone. A lot of us thinking, man, I'm super talented. I have the degrees, I have the education, I have the experience in this space, and that's going to help me get to the next level. That's going to help me elevate and get promoted. Really? Tell me how that's worked out for you so far. I'll wait. I mean, are you in the position that you're trying to be at? You let me know. I mean, maybe you are, and maybe you just here just because you like hearing my voice. Kudos to you if that's you. Most of us, man, we're trying to navigate this space collectively, and I'm trying to help you get there. So blocker number two is the over-resilience on talent alone. Listen, talent is going to get you in the room, but strategy is what's going to help you move beyond the room. I want you to have both. We need talent and we need strategy. So that's half the battle, how to be strategic within my organization to help me navigate that the landscape of leadership. How about some soft skills, some additional soft skills that we should have, like influence, visibility, storytelling. All those skills, those soft skills, they matter more now than ever. Okay, Patrick, I understand that. That sounds great. Why do they matter more now than ever? Because, listen, our world is more visible. We're more connected now. I mean, you can find out what's going on in a different country just by opening your thread, right, on a social media account, right? You can do that today. I can tap into what the news looked like in a whole different country because it's more visible today, right? That's the same thing with opportunities. These opportunities, a lot of times you're thinking for these opportunities, I'm only competing with the person that's beside me. No, newsflash, you're competing with people in other countries as well. There's people in other countries that would love to have your job or would love to have that opportunity that you're going for. And when they're putting out these posts, who are responding to them? It's not only people within your state, It's not only people within your country, there's people within other countries that they're replying to that, or they're trying to get that position as well. So now influence, visibility, and storytelling matter more than everything, right? So the most promoted person on your team, they might not be the smartest. And you're fully aware of this, but they're just the most strategic. A lot of us, we call those people brown nosers. And there's some people that are truly brown nosers, but then there's other people that are really good at networking, so much so that they have the boss's ear, they have the leadership ear. They understand the network or the inner outwards of what's going on within the organization. Those people are not brown nosing. Those people are strategically developing relationships within the organization to help them reach a high level of success. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you tapping in, Javier. Man, always showing the love, man. Thank you. So those people are doing something different, right? We're competing with everybody. So we need to change our mindset from that approach right there. It's the most strategic. You got the talent. Now let's talk about strategy. Let's learn how to translate your expertise into influence. Okay. So blocker number 2 is over resilience on talent. Let's get into blocker number 3. And let me know if I'm going too fast, and I'll repeat these as well. Blocker number 3 is why being the best kept secret is a career killer. Ooh, Patrick, don't break it down like that. Listen, don't hit me with the goodness, but I'm about to. So blocker number 3 is that no personal brand and equals no leverage. So you're telling me, Pat, I need a personal brand? Hell yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You need a personal brand. Your personal brand needs to exist not only in your household, right, to your family and friends. I mean, all that, and in your inner circle, but your personal brand, it needs to shine so much within your organization, even outside of your organization. A lot of us, we've been using social media wrong. We've been using, let's say you're using LinkedIn or these job boards, right? And you have these professional profiles of yourself. Those are great. A lot of it speaks to what we're doing now, but it doesn't speak to where we're going. It speaks to the work that we've been able to do, but it doesn't speak to the revenue that we've been able to generate. It speaks to the people that I've influenced, but it doesn't speak to the outcome that those people actually contributed to the organization. You see what I'm saying? Your personal brand should be so bright that people outside of your organization, they say, you know what? I know Patrick works over there, but I just wonder if there's an opportunity we can swipe him away from that organization to join our organization. If a recruiter's never slid into your DM, then you're probably not doing it right. If someone never hit you up at a conference and tried to pull you to a side and take you away from your organization, then your brand is probably not bright enough. If you've never attended a conference, but yet you're still trying to network and grow, you're probably not doing it right. I'm just saying your brand is not bright enough. No personal brand equals no leverage. We have these profiles, right? And in these profiles, we talk about you talk about how I manage this person, how I lead X amount of people, things like that. You sound like a worker to me. You don't sound like a leader. Leaders talk about the impact that they make. They talk about how much revenue they've generated. They talk about how I put someone in a position and the outcome those people created because I've given them an opportunity. That's what we're sharing our wins. Now your personal brand becomes a story. People connect with you. They resonate with you. A lot of us, again, I told you we've been doing it wrong. We're selling the companies that we're working for on our profile. But when are you going to start selling yourself on your profile? I'll wait. You let me know. When are you going to sell yourself on your profile? This is your personal brand. All right. If you don't tell your story, somebody else will. And guess what? Not only will they tell your stories, but generally speaking, they're probably going to do it poorly. But you allowed that to happen. Patrick, are you calling me? Hell yeah, I'm calling you out. That's what I'm doing. This is what I do. I've coached successful salespeople who've made millions of dollars doing exactly what I do today or exactly what I used to do. Right? That's one thing. The other thing too is no online presence. No online presence. Again, no online presence equals no digital credibility. We need to be credible. People need to be sliding into your DMs and say, hey, I want you on my team. Or at least I would like to know if you would consider being a part of my organization. Missed media. All right. So how do we use media? Missed opportunities. Promotions. Anytime you get promoted, guess where it needs to be? It needs to be on your profile. You want to speak to why you got promoted and the things that helped you get promoted, right? Partnerships. Let's say you had a partnership. These could be internal partnerships that you had across your organization. Maybe you partnered with HR to help drive telemessage directly for your entire organization. Maybe you did these town hall sessions and you had a piece of it where you wanted to talk about specific growth or the organization and the impact that you're making. What about panels? Have you say, well, Patrick, my brand is not bright enough. Yes, that's the whole point that we're talking. Our brand is not there yet. But have you been invited to a panel? If not, have you raised your hand for a panel? Have you thought about finding out a panel? Have you explored different conferences that are available that you should be attending that's going to help rise up your skill set in addition to your brand? This is using media. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to use those opportunities and I'm going to go back and tell my story of why I attended, the outcome that I have, and then I'm going to continue to network with the people that I connected with. See what I'm saying? All right, let me make sure I'm not mixing it. So how do we fix it? Okay, Patrick, you're dropping some dope stuff. I get it. I feel like you're personally attacking me. Well, you feel like that because it's directed towards you. You're seeing that there's opportunities here where there's an opportunity to advance beyond where you are. Is that personal? Hell yeah, it's personal because that's an inefficiency. There's an opportunity. I too grow as a leader. I stay as much on these, job boards like you do, learning from other people because I aspire to have a greater impact as well. So how do I have a greater impact? It's telling these stories like I'm doing today. All right. Let me see what am I missing. Make sure I'm not missing anything before I move on. Personal brand. Okay. That was blocker number. Make sure. Okay. Yeah. That was blocker number 3 is having no personal brand. So now what we're going to do is, how do we break the cycle and position yourself for that career that you actually want? All right. There we go. Sorry about the phone. So how do we break the cycle and position yourself for the career that you actually want? Breaking the cycle. What do we want to do instead? This is what we want to do. We want to start building a brag bank. And this is going to be documenting your wins. Well, Patrick, that sounds great. What is a brag bank? The only thing a brag bank is, the only thing a brag bank is a bank of your wins and your successes. You can have it in any format, whether you have it written down, whether you have it in an Excel file, whether you have it on a video screen where you're talking, a video recording where you're talking to yourself, whether it's just a voice recording, whatever that brag bank is, this is going to be your document of wins, right? I want to share that because I want to be able to reach into my brag bank at any point in time. And then I want to start sharing these wins across social channels. All right. Craft a leadership narrative, not just a resume. A lot of us, we focus so much on our resume, which is great because I want you to have a very skilled, high-level resume. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But I want you to also have a leadership narrative. What is a leadership narrative? This is telling the story of the impact that you make for any organization, not just the one that you're in, right? Think about that. That's your leadership narrative. This is what's going to be on my profile. Before you dig into my background, this is going to be the first thing that shows up, talking about my story. What do I do? The contributions that I make. And if you look at my profile today on LinkedIn, it's geared more towards an entrepreneur, brands, keynotes, thought leadership, because that's where I'm focused. But when I used to work for these organizations, my leadership narrative, it spoke to the outcomes that I was able to achieve for these various organizations, how skilled and successful I was. I rose the ranks, guys. I've done this. I've had a successful exit for a company that sold the company for $750 million back in 2018. So am I sharing this because, I just made this up or I pulled this off of ChatGPT? Absolutely not. Been through the grind, went from nowhere to somewhere, right? And now I'm trying to help you get to the next level as well. So start building your brag bank. You want to document your wins. You want to craft a leadership narrative, not just a resume. And I will tell you this as well. If you do not have a professional resume, you should probably think about investing into a professional resume. I know AI is probably doing some dope things that can help you write, but there's some people out here specifically in this space that can craft a resume for you that speaks to what your next level looks like. I remember back in, maybe it was 2000, probably it was about 2007, maybe beginning of 2008. At that time, we're talking about 12, 15 years ago, it was like $600 for a professional resume. This was 2007, 2008. I had the foresight to think, you know what? I'm competing with all these other people that look like me. I'm competing with all these other people that have similar success or degrees that I have. I'm competing with all these people that have little or more career alignment than I have. How do I separate myself from everybody else? So I invested into a professional resume. Then I jumped into that leadership narrative. The other thing too is I want you to invest in strategy and visibility, not just more certifications. Certifications are great. Here's the thing that irks me the most. I see these people, they got associates, bachelors, masters, doctor's degrees. Then they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different certifications, right? And it just feels like these people are going to school full time. Culturally, I understand where your family is driving you to say, hey, son, Patrick, I want you to get these degrees. That's cool. But what's the purpose behind the degree? We're trying to use the degree to help position us to get to another level that we've never had before, right? So that was the whole purpose behind degrees. That's why degrees cost so much. And if your degree costs you $100,000 to obtain a degree, how much do you think you should probably be making in salary? I would probably say $100,000. I want to get my return on investment. Some of us out here settling for 55,000, 65,000. And then you can say, well, I'm purpose led. Well, if you're purpose led, that's cool. That's you. But for a lot of us, our purpose is not to get a degree just to stay stagnant and make below minimum wage. We're trying to go above that and create opportunities so we can help our families and ourselves out. So investing in your strategy as well as your visibility. We talked about this, putting yourself out there, using your profile to share your different and better story, who you truly are, make yourself visible, share those wins, whether they're on a weekly, monthly, biannually, however you want to do it. Share your wins though, because closed mouths don't get fed. We want to do that. Kyle, thank you for tapping in, man. Kyle and I, we've been connected for quite some time. I think I actually met Kyle at the airport. Javier actually met him on an entrepreneur show, and we could talk about that later, but that was a reality show that I did as well. I want you to use LinkedIn, your brand videos, and your public speaking to tell the stories with purpose. These are your stories. We're not staying silent in 2025. If you are staying silent in 2025, it's by choice because no one's forcing you to stay silent. This is when we find our voice. I want to make sure to do a time check, make sure I'm still good here. All right, pivoting here. How to break the cycle and position yourself for a career that you actually want. Okay, we talked about that. Here's a bonus. I have a career accelerator mentorship preview. I'm going to drop the link. Let me see if I can find that link really quick. I have the link right here. I'm going to see if I can drop that in the chat box. Why am I sharing this with you? I think that's coming through. Okay. Bam, let me know if y'all got that. So basically, this is my link tree. On my LinkedIn, on my link tree, I put together a mentorship program. Now, I want you guys to look at me as a mentor and not a coach. Coach invests a whole lot of time with you. I'm not trying to invest a whole lot of time with you. I'm not saying that I don't like you. What I'm saying is my time is limited because there's so many different things that I'm trying to do. In addition to grow the brand, I have a media company, I have a mentorship program, and then I have all these other healthcare brands that I help spotlight throughout my various platforms as well. But what I am doing is carving out enough time on a monthly basis just to make sure we do a little bit of mentoring. We tap in to help you get to that next level. There's going to be there's going to be a monthly strategy call. We'll talk about resume and personal brand review. So I give you some time with kind of digging into that. Visibility training, how to be more visible. There's also going to be some leadership tools. And then there's going to be this exclusive community. You should know this. It's an exclusive community of high-level pros like yourself that are trying to network and get to the next level. So what you get out of here is a networking opportunity as well. Once you establish the circle that's going to impact and influence your next level, then that's going to provide you with those opportunities to open additional doors. You probably heard this before. Your network is your net worth. So you want to be in a circle around of high achievers who are already doing the things or position themselves to do the things that you aspire to do as well. So in that Career Accelerator Mentorship Program, the link is right there in the chat right there. You can tap in with me afterwards, slide in my DM if for whatever reason you didn't get it. You're going to get monthly strategy calls, resume and personal brand reviews, visibility training, leadership tools, and an exclusive opportunity to be amongst the high-level pros within the community. I may even drop my ebook in there for free just so you can join up and you can hear the book that I wrote last year that got me on NBC News, which helped me land a reality show, which helped me become a keynote speaker, all because I made myself visible. So I put myself out there. So as I wrap this up, Check the chat box one more time, and then here's my call to action. I want to recap. Blockers, here's the blockers. There was the mindset, the misused talent, and then there's the invisibility. Those are the three blockers. Here's the promotions. Promotions are earned through positioning, not performance alone. So we're changing that mindset, thinking that if I show up and work hard, it's going to equal an opportunity, because it doesn't work like that. Generally speaking, that person who's been strategically networking within the organization is going to get that opportunity over you, even though you have greater skills than that person. So let's talk about how do we network as well. So my final call to action here, listen, if you're tired of feeling invisible at work, this is your moment. Let's take it. Drop your questions, tag a colleague, and click that early access link too that I just dropped. Sign up for that mentorship program. Listen, folks, you're not stuck. You're just playing small in a system that rewards big moves. So let's change that. We'll do it together. Open for questions. I stay on air right here for the next 30 seconds before I hang up. But I would like to say thank you guys once again for joining. Make sure you use that link tree. In that link tree, you can be able to connect with me across my digital social channels. That can be whether that's Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or YouTube. There's direct access to that as well. There's also that membership program. And then if you're a healthcare brand and you're looking to get your organization featured and spotlighted through my media company, make sure you tap in with me, because I use my brand to come to your location to help show your different and better story. I feel like that's needed in healthcare. Let's help leaders. Let's help individuals. Let's help new hires find you without relying on word of mouth. So until next time, I appreciate you. Thank y'all. And hopefully, I think we'll have another one next Wednesday. Y'all let me know. Talk to you soon. Peace.